Naoya, the male protagonist of the movie, is finally confessing her feelings to Saki-chan. He is happy that she has finally accepted him, because they have known each other since childhood. Saki-chan plans on going to an activity club with her friends and playfully teases Naoya not to cheat on her when she is gone. This statement makes Naoya flustered and promises never to cheat on the love of his life. He proceeds to hug her in front of her classmates, which Saki finds weird. Naoya complains that he just wants to express his love to her, since he has been wooing her since elementary and middle school. On the topmost floor of the school, Naoya is enjoying the fresh air, when another female classmate joins him and asks him if he is Naoya. Naoya confirms the statement and the girl tells him she has feelings for him. This comment makes Naoya show visible signs of disbelief. The girl introduces herself as Minase Nagisa, and asks Naoya what he thinks about her looks. Naoya tells her she looks very cute. This makes Minase sigh in relief, revealing to him that she has been working on herself for the past 3 months for this particular day. Minase proceeds to give Naoya some food she specially prepared for him. Naoya is so happy about the delicious food that he begins to cry. Minase asks Naoya to go on a date with her, but Naoya responds that he already has a girlfriend. Minase responds by saying she will come to confess her feelings again later. Naoya takes deep thought and concludes that he also wants Minase in his life. He suggested dating both girls. This pleases Minase as she accepts the suggestion. Naoya shows Minase to Saki. Saki finds her cute and seems to like her. The trio then proceeds to hang out. Later that evening, Naoya asks Saki what she thinks of Minase. Saki gives a positive response, and Naoya tells Saki that he wants to date both of them with their approval. Saki gets angry and punches Naoya's face. Saki vehemently disagrees and asks Minase if she is happy with the arrangements. Minase gives a positive answer. Her response shocks Saki. Naoya and Minase beg Saki to agree with the arrangements, which she reluctantly agrees to. Naoya asks the girls to move in with him so that they will know each other better. Minase instantly agrees, however Saki agrees reluctantly. While at the Naoya house, Minase cooks a delicious dinner while Saki went to bathe. Naoya rushes to their offering to rub her back. Saki turns down the offer. After this incident, Minase also wants to take her bath and asks that they do so together since she has something to tell Saki. Here they have some chat. That night, Naoya arranges the bed where they will be sleeping for the night. This makes Saki suspect that Naoya has other intentions. Saki pretends to be asleep and overhears Naoya and Minase's conversation. This makes her think they are doing something. She opens the blanket and she is surprised that they were not doing what she was expecting. Early in the morning, Minase wakes up and checks through Saki's phone, in hopes to find something that can gain her some advantage over her. She went through her browser history, and she saw kinds of stuff she wasn't meant to see. Naoya catches her, and just when they were chatting, Saki wakes up. Naoya covers up for Minase, saying he went through her search history. This statement makes Saki punch Naoya in the face. At school, Minase is segregated because it's been a while since she has been at school, and does not have friends. This causes Naoya to make the first attempt at interacting with her. Naoya attempts to break the news that he is dating her but gets instantly slapped by Saki. Later that day, Minase brings food for Saki and Naoya. Saki apologizes to Minase by hugging her. Saki proposes they keep their relationship a secret from everyone else in the school. They are only permitted to meet together on the rooftop. While they are talking, they are heard by one of the teachers who tells them that the rooftop is off limits. They run away while looking for another secret place to eat together. Minase tells the duo that there is a private place she used to stay to hide from her classmates and people in general. They go to an abandoned restroom, which Saki complains that it stinks. Naoya suggests they go to the equipment room since it is not used during lunch break. Saki confesses that she is not adding anything to the relationship, so she plans on cooking that evening. She chops a bunch of food items and dumps them into the pot. She forgets what she is cooking because she is on her phone and ends up burning the food. Saki decides to make up for food by allowing Naoya to touch her melons. Naoya refuses, and this shocks and confuses Saki, so she decides to go to her house for the rest of the night. In the morning, Naoya tries to apologize to Saki, but there was no positive response from her. Minase gets an idea. She places Naoya's hands on her melons. This instantly made Saki feel jealous. Saki jumps from her house to Naoya's house. Minase wants to be friends with Saki, so she decides to play a mobile game that Saki enjoys, together. It turns out Minase is not good at the game as she keeps dying. They seem to be having a lot of fun. Minase decides to watch more tutorials about the game. Naoya notices a top female game streamer. At school, the trio enjoys their launch at their new hideout. Saki forgets to lock the window and they are caught by a female classmate. They try to make up an excuse, but Naoya mistakenly lets the cat out of the bag and gets punched by Saki. The student asks if they are in a relationship with each other. Saki begs the girl to keep it a secret. Naoya also offers her money to keep it a secret, but she refuses the money. It was when Minase tells the group that she is the female streamer Milika, only then did she agrees to keep their secret if they can keep hers. The girl, Milika, wants to join the group as Naoya's girlfriend. Saki and Minase find out the reason why Milika wants Naoya to be her boyfriend is that he could protect her from stalkers. Naoya tells Milika that although she is pretty and has big melons, he can't date her. Milika is disappointed to find out that there is a guy that doesn't like her even though she is a famous streamer with lots of money. After a lot of attempts made by Milika to get Naoya to date her, he still turns down the offer to date Milika even after showing him her big melons. After finding out that they live together, Milika promises to find their house and also live with them. The next day after school, the trio is surprised to see a tent at the front of the house. The tent opens, and it turns out that Milika was the one that placed the tent there. Milika makes a promise to Naoya that she will make him fall in love with her. She makes some orders online to help her get through camping alone. It is cold that night, so Milika starts doing some exercise, so that she can feel less cold, while filming the process. She continues to exercise throughout the night. When Milika realizes that she smells and she hasn't had her bath since yesterday, she decides to take her bath using some of the items she just ordered. Later in the day, Saki and Minase decide to show Naoya their figure in swimsuits to prevent Naoya from taking Milika in. This was Saki's idea. Milika is seen cooking some meat the next morning while Naoya, Saki, and Minase watch. Naoya asks Milika to leave because he can't date the three of them at the same time. Milika threatens Naoya, saying that if he lays his hands on her tent, she would throw hot coals at him. Milika plans on using the restroom. Naoya sees this as an opportunity and calls a pickup truck to carry her belongings. Saki and Minase initially reject this idea. They think Naoya is going too far, but when Naoya explains that he might fall in love with her, Saki and Minase agree to follow the plan. Naoya plans to distract her while Saki and Minase dismantle her tent and load it into the pickup truck. However, Milika discovers that he is just trying to buy some time and heads back to her tent. Milika is furious because all her stuff is now in the pickup truck. Naoya tries to hold her while Saki and Minase hurriedly pack the remaining stuff. Milika suddenly starts screaming and calling Naoya a pervert so that Naoya will release his grip. However, Naoya doesn't release her and holds her even more tightly. The delivery truck successfully packed all Milika's stuff. Milika tells Naoya that she is not leaving at all. At this moment, Milika's dad shows up saying that he has been looking for her. Milika tells her dad that she is not going anywhere. Meanwhile, Saki and Minase feel that Milika has fallen for Naoya too. One thing leads to another and Milika dads discovers that Milika is a streamer. Her father is angry at her because she is showing her melons to the world. Milika fathers wants to delete Milika's channel. However, Naoya comes to her rescue, saying that she has put in hard work and effort for her to reach that level of success on her channel. Saki and Minase try to stop Naoya from talking. Naoya tells Milika's father that he will protect Milika now. Milika seems flustered and tells her father that he wants to go home and think about the situation. Saki and Minase are chatting that the situation they are in currently is bad. Saki decides to go home. Her mother asks how things are going with Naoya, and her mother also asks how the sex life is. This gets Saki irritated. Her mother tries to assist her daughter's sex life. Saki is seen in a pretty bunny costume. Saki asks Naoya if he is turned on, and Naoya responds by saying he is a little bit flustered. Saki asks if Naoya feels like pushing on her, which Naoya responds by saying no. Naoya says he has promised her before not to do any sexy stuff. Saki tries to force him. However, when Naoya decides to touch her boobs, Saki punches him and called him a pervert. She does seem happy though. The next morning, Saki is seen to be in a good mood. Minase notices the bunny outfit and wonders what happened yesterday. Minase shows the outfit to Naoya and asks what happened. Naoya responds by saying nothing special happened that night. He makes a comment that the bunny outfit was excellent. Minase tries on her maid cosplay costume and asks what Naoya thinks of it. Naoya seems pleased with the costume. Minase proceeds to do what a maid will do for her master. In class the next day, Saki asks Milika if she has a crush on Naoya, to which she responds by saying no. Milika asks to talk to Naoya alone, which Naoya agrees to. On the rooftops alone, Naoya apologizes for his actions and even calls Naoya pretty and very attractive. Milika collapses after receiving so many compliments from Naoya. Milika thanks Naoya for preventing her father from deleting her channel, which she works very hard for. Milika confesses to herself that she really loves Naoya. Naoya's classmates ask Naoya what his relationship with Milika is. Milika responds by saying it is a serious relationship playfully. Jealous Saki responds by squeezing Milika's boob. In class, Naoya makes Saki sit on his lap because he thinks Saki feels lonely. Naoya mistakenly drops his eraser, and as he was about to pick it up he mistakenly grabs Saki's boobs. Saki's reaction made the whole class look at them and she feels embarrassed. At home, Minase wants Naoya to hug her also. Naoya agrees to do so if Saki is watching to prevent her from being anxious. Naoya proceeds to hug Minase multiple times while Saki watches them. Saki starts imagining that things could get out of hand. Saki breaks the intense moment and punches Naoya. The next day we see Naoya, Saki, and Milika hanging out. Naoya asks Saki and Minase if they think Milika likes him. Saki says that Milika doesn't like him at all. She told him that Milika is probably on her heat period, and that's why she finds Naoya attractive. Naoya apologizes to Milika, saying that he thought she had a crush on him in the presence of all her classmates. Milika becomes flustered and takes Naoya to the rooftop. Now on the rooftop, Saki joins them while Minase peeps behind the door. Milika asks Naoya what he will do if she confesses that she likes him. Naoya responds by saying that he will turn her down since he is already dating 2 girls. Naoya also tells her being in a relationship is hard work. Milika promises herself angrily that she would make Naoya fall for her. Milika bursts into the classroom and tells Naoya that she likes him in the presence of her classmates. Naoya and her classmates seem surprised. Naoya asks her to repeat the sentence and she does so shyly. Naoya begs Milika to give up on him. However, Milika replies by hitting him on the head. Milika tells Naoya that all she thinks about is him and proceeds to kiss him. Milika tells him that is her first kiss and runs away. Meanwhile, these conversations were heard by Saki's friend Shino. Saki and Milika are sad because Naoya's first kiss was not done by them. Naoya, feeling uneasy, asks if he could kiss them. Saki responds by hitting him in the head, and telling him she doesn't want it now. Naoya apologizes to both of them and tells them he loves both of them. This statement gets the girls flustered. He also proposed to have a date with both of them, to which they agree to. They plan the date by shopping for a few new items. They shop for new clothes which Minase and Saki decide to wear. Unknown to them, they are been followed by Milika. Milika decides to follow them on the hot springs trip. Shino calls Saki to ask where she is going for the holidays. Saki tells her. However, Shino is beginning to suspect that Naoya is double dating. Shino makes it her mission to find out. On the way, Naoya holds both of their hands in public, for the first time since their relationship. When they got to the hotel, they spot Milika and Shino, who have been following them since the beginning of the trip. Shino asks if Naoya is double dating them. Minase deflects the question by saying she came with Milika. Since Naoya and Minase are separated, Naoya decides to look for her, so she could join Saki and him. However, the time he got to her place is not the proper time. Minase pushes him away and Milika promises to seduce him on the trip. Naoya, while looking for Minase, falls into Shino's bath. Shino asks him if he is double dating. However, Naoya tries to avoid the question. At the bath, Minase tells Saki some of her backstories, saying that she has to spend more time and effort than others to get things done right. She also tells Saki that she met the love of her life, Naoya, at the entrance exam to the school. Minase tells the story of how she came to know about Naoya and Saki. It all began with the entrance exam to the school. Minase noticed that Naoya has been trying to win Saki's heart since childhood. She also admires the way Naoya treats Saki. That was when she discovered that she likes Naoya and decided to learn how to cook, and how to stay in shape for about 3 months. Back to the present, Minase tells Saki that Naoya saves her in a way. Meanwhile, Naoya has been hearing their conversation. Naoya confesses that he heard the conversation. This makes Minase embarrassed and she starts to run away. Naoya and Saki chase Minase and tell her to come back. Naoya tells her to remember his promise to her. Naoya promises that she would not regret dating him. Naoya catches her, hugs her, and promises to be by her side and not leave her alone. The other girls catch up with them. Minase tells Naoya that she is going to trust him and gives him a peck. Naoya and the other girls were surprised. Saki asks if Minase is really going to fight her for Naoya. Minase gives a positive answer. Saki tells her to bring it on. At school, while they were eating at their usual place, Milika bumps through the window to join them. The three girls are seen hugging Naoya protectively. Shino sees them from the window and confronts them. Shino also promises to make Naoya fall in love with her. Thank you for sticking with us throughout this series. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments box below. See you and take care.